Eric Muather with Muather.com. Let's take a look at a chart here, all data monthly. And I'm going to draw two lines. And the first one is on the RSI line at about 61.8. Second one is going to be at about 38.2 on this all data monthly chart for this stock. It can be any stock, but we're just going to use this one as an example. So the line number one is going to go right there at about 61.8, and then line number two is going to go somewhere about there. Okay, so let's take a look at what this means. Now take a look at the most bullish periods in the life history of this stock. This period here, when the stock was trading above 61.8, corresponds with this huge move here in the, let's call it, mid to early 90s. There was another stretch here where it had a bullish run, another stretch here, another major run there towards mid 2000, and then this period here between 03 pretty much to about 08. So this period here, the stock's monthly RSI stayed above 61.8, and in fact you can see evidence of this support if you take a look at where it could bounce. So you can see it held support at 61.8 for these lows here. It had support at 61.8 for the lows there, and even here uniform activity below the green line and back above it for the re-entry here. Now let's take a look at the most recent successful move here in 2000 to 2015. So this period here, you can see the RSI held above 61.8. So clearly, when a stock can maintain above 61.8 on the monthly RSI, good things tend to happen. Now quickly though, take a look at periods where the stock was unable to move back above 61.8. You had the resistance here on this green line about 61.8 for the highs right there. You can see them because it's kind of squeezed in there. There was an attempt to move above 61.8 here in mid 2000 for the highs there, and a huge drop. Here there was an attempt to move above 61.8 that failed for the highs here in 2000, and resistance here in late 09 for that monthly high. We went above the green line or above 61.8 and eventually back below it with uniform action for the highs here, and recently you can see that we finally just managed to move above that support line, and we are continuing to push higher. Now again, switch gears here, take a look at another aspect of this. Is at 38.2. you can see here double bottom support during the lows of 98, and the stock would go on to record higher highs since then. Support at 38.2 here for the re-entry here in late 02, and even this is uniform activity below the red line and back above it for the re-entry here in early 09. We come here, we touch it perfectly for the lows of 2011, which is right there. So what I'm trying to emphasize here is we need to spend a lot of time understanding how stocks respond to these two critical levels of 61.8 and 38.2. Now of course most traders will spend a lot of their energies trying to understand how price relates to these two levels in terms of Fibonacci series numbers, but you can also use the RSI in terms of these two levels. One thing I'd like to note, just so as to be relevant in the current market situation, we are looking at a stock that made a higher high, all-time high, but the RSI failed to move above 61, actually 69.1. Failure to move above 69.1 while you are making new highs is the second worst type of negative divergence. That negative divergence might come in to bite the stock. In other words, right now with this setup, more than likely now we are looking to coil down. Now this number, and I don't want to confuse anybody, 69.1, and I'll have a link to all this and a video explanation to all this. 69.1 is another variation of 61.8. Bear with me because I don't want to go into this. Check the description, for an explanation how this is. Otherwise, Eric Muather with muather.com. As always, good luck, peace, and blessings. Blessings. Take those blessings. Yeah. Accept them. Riches, blessings. Riches, blessings. Blessings. Blessings.